they will shut you out. Like any kid. They're just like, oh my God, this person.
And they're more masterful than kids.
They are.
Yeah,
They don't.
super intelligent.
0 F's given.
Yeah.
They are like, no. They're like, I've earned the right to not give a unqualified, unsolicited, and totally honest opinions on midlife. This episode is for those of you listening that are 35 plus in the sandwich generation, which is most of us, raising kids of any age, helping your aging parent any capacity, or wondering if you should. And for a lot of us, it's when your parent is resisting help. And it's kind of the majority. Rarely is a aging parent like, oh, yeah, okay, yes, I've noticed this, no problem.
Take over my life. I don't want it anymore.
Exactly. And when you think about it, it makes so much sense because it is this loss of independence. They're scared. It's a lot of unknowns. The huge role reversal of they used to be in charge and now their kid who they've overseen and made sure and stressed and sleepless nights about.
Let me put it this
now
way.
taking over.
Let me put it this way.
Yeah.
How many times have you personally been in a situation where you're on your phone or something and then your impatient little tween is like, no, just let me take the phone. I'll show you how to do it. And you're like, oh, I used to be really good at it. You know, like that's already happening at our level.
I'm actually asking her for help.
Well, they'll do
because like, I don't know how to do this. We figured this out. And they're like, oh.
I'm like a computer nerd.
Yeah,
and I know most of it, but there are some tricks that they're slowly getting. And when it happens, I find myself going, ugh.
Well, yeah,
and I'm like, accept the help.
We have pride. We want to be the knowledgeable, the elder.
Yeah.
That is a whole role.
It sucks.
So it is hard when those for them. And so I think that's spot number one is just being aware and giving them space and grace for what they're going through. And then
space and grace.
Space and grace. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because really it is those main things is their loss of independence, losing who they are, and they're scared or nervous and they don't want to be a burden. So I feel like as an adult child, the caregiver who's listening, good job for listening. Good job for doing this. You're awesome. You're needed. You're appreciated for you listening because you even want to help.
Why did you say 35 and older? I wouldn't even put it at that. I mean, who knows? If you're there, you're there.
I'm just giving a range because I used to say 40 plus, and then I've talked to so many people.
Yeah, I think if you're there, you're there. Like there's people that could be in their 20s and have older parents. I mean, it's just it's the nature of the beast. So
totally.
So disregard her age stamp.
Yes.
I mean, if it's applicable, it's applicable.
Yeah. If you read the description, you were definitely needed this episode today.
Right.
But once you know and kind of just are aware that those big factors.
Once you know what?
Once you know that your parents, if they're resistant to help, which is highly likely.
Yeah.
And it's one of these
things. Once you know your parents are breathing.
Yes.
No, I mean, and that they're alive. They're going to be resistant to help. Do you get it?
Yes.
Yeah. Like if you got a parent who's breathing, they're highly likely they're resisting.
Yes. But
I mean, it's just, and it's fine. Yeah. I would too. It's probably going to happen.
Oh yeah.
Except my robot. My robot's going to have to deal with me.
We're going to be really difficult. I hope you're not.
No, we'll have a robot. Our kids won't have to do it. They'll be like, Cyborg Beta 1000, go wipe dad's butt.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of these older parents will say, I'm fine. Like when you go to talk to them about anything, they're like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm totally fine. I've talked to so many individuals that their parents are still trying to drive. And this one woman who's awesome, she's like, I'm so nervous. Like, I don't know how to take her away her keys. She's saying she's fine and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, you need to call me. I'll walk you through what to do. But this episode is exactly that. If you're seeing your parent, you're like, they shouldn't be driving. They shouldn't be living alone. They
handling finances. They might be giving money to people they shouldn't be giving money to because they think they're making the right choice.
Yes, this is so common. Don't feel like embarrassed. Don't feel alone because this is so super common.
Yeah, my parents are not like crazy well off by any means. And they were giving way too much money to a certain thing because they thought it was a write-off and it was not. And it happens. And they were just kind of slightly misinformed.
Yeah. And this episode is just to help you with some ideas of how you can handle the resistant age.
Well, so, and then subsequently my sister and my brother and I were trying to help. And my mom was super resistant to let us in because she's been always very private with the money.
Yeah, which that generation
it's a hard one.
Private.
It's a really hard one.
Yeah. Finances. I mean, it's like think of every uncomfortable area that parents don't usually share with their kids, and it's like here we are.
Yeah, my brother at one point in time, it was going around and around, and he called up my mom and he goes, "Do you think Maggie, my sister? Do you think Maggie's stealing from you?" no, never, never. She would never do that. And I go,
Yeah.
and then he goes, okay, mom, you got to just start to just let it relax and
Right.
know that like
Yeah.
she's got your best interest. You know, she's the closest. She's handling the
Right.
power of attorney work with that and financially, and
Yeah.
it's not easy. But that took many phone calls to even get to a place to where like, hey, we're here to help. We're not.
Right. Exactly.
We're not looking to take your money or anything. There's,
Yeah.
it's
And
hard.
I think a big thing with your parent is to give them choices like we did with our younger kids. Like, don't take the power away, give them agency and give them a choice. Like, if your parent is really, you're like nervous about them living alone and you don't want to come in and say, I'm really worried you're not doing all these things. You want to give them agency and be like, I see you want to stay living in your house. What can I do to support you living in your house? Looks like this is, can we get food delivered? Can we get someone to check in each day? Can we get and give them some options and let them choose one? Just be like, I got, and also keeping it in those I statements is huge. You never want to say you because the minute
Yeah.
you say you, they get defensive. So keeping in the I statements, another humongous thing that will help with most of your parents is saying that you like how you are feeling in this. Like, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I don't sleep well because I'm worried that you don't have anyone checking in and I'm pretty busy with work. I can't check in as much as I'd want to. And if you, because they don't want to be a burden. And when they realize that actually them being resistant to any sort of help is a burden, they will start to be more open to receiving some help
Yeah.
and just give them some options and have them choose one of those. And
Yeah, I think I also understand that process, the whole process, is
yeah,
going to take some time. It's not going to be one conversation and done, and they're going to yield the keys or yield the checkbook, whatever. It's
yeah,
going to take. It's a process, and start it, and know that you're going to make some progress over time, but it's not going to happen in one sit down. And if it happens in one sit
absolutely.
down, you killed it. Good job. Pat yourself on the back. Go have a
Yeah.
cocktail.
And shout it from the rooftops because I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
And I live it and I'm ahead of everyone 'cause my parents are older. And I'm like, and my mom did do a lot of planning because she
Yeah.
didn't want to do a burden,
Yeah.
but there's still things that she's like, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
Oh, just watching you this morning run
Oh
around and
God.
just
Yeah.
trying to, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's hard. It really is hard.
It is.
I was thinking in my head, I owed you a compliment because of like, I'm like, I started to think about like how hard it was when we had like our little kids and trying to get
Yeah.
them. This is, I think, harder than little kids because there's an emotional element of the realization that these badasses that were in your life are not badasses
Yeah.
anymore. And you're
Yeah.
like, "Phew," and it's a dagger. It's a dagger
It
to
is a
hear you
dagger.
go, Mom, I turned on the shower. You have to go get in the shower. And then 15 minutes later, she's not in the shower. And you're like, Mom, like
Yeah.
just little stuff like that. And that's a layer to your day that it's not, no one wants. You know what I mean?
And the added emotional exhaustion of grief and just
You've lost them. Yeah.
nothing's getting better. Like with
I
our
know.
toddlers,
They're growing. There
yeah,
should be
they
making
were
progress.
growing in progress. And
Yeah.
there is no
It's
progress.
the other way.
The progress is helping them to keep them safe and happy and like
The best quality that they
the
get.
best quality that they can. And then I really do think as much as you can give them agency over their choices, the smoother it's going to be for you to get help. Another way is to get someone else involved. So when I went
So
to,
you're not totally alone.
and they kind of start like your kids start hearing anything you say is like wah 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 wah.
Oh, kind of like how like a coach or a teacher can say some things to your kids
Yes,
that
it's a
they'll
totally
listen.
different listening.
Yeah.
And again, they don't have that wall up of like, this is the person I raised and told everything to.
Yeah.
And they might highly likely have a block on listening to you. So I know when my mom wasn't listening to me about how important hydration was and how much she just thought I was probably like, I'm going to do this mean trick on my mom and make her drink
6 glasses of
yeah.
water.
And so she was like, had a block. I could see the block. So the next doctor's appointment I went to with her, I asked in front of the doctor, I was like, hey, just curious, how many glasses of water should my mom be drinking a day? And she's like, well, 8, but if you can get 5, that is
You
ideal.
won.
And I was like, Mom, do you hear that? I was like making sure, but it was just this great neutral voice. So a doctor could do that. A nurse could do that. If you have a nurse coming in,
We are of the overhydration generation and they're of the dehydration
Oh, yeah.
generation. So it's hard to meet somewhere in the middle with that one. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also a family friend, if they have a good friend that is, that cares about them and wants to help in any way, you can give them a
You
heads
mean
up.
like a
Like
peer, their peer,
their peer,
or
yeah, if their peer is like a
or
little more
with it maybe.
with it or
That's hard
doing
too.
better
That's
help.
hard too because they might not
But
be.
if my mom has really good friends. Like my mom's best friend is my godmother.
Yeah.
And I could be like, hey, Margaret, um, we're going to see you tomorrow for lunch.
Can you say?
I'm having a hard time with this. If you could like loft it out there or suggest it, I would really appreciate it. And she's like, okay, great. I mean, because she wants my mom in the best
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
So it's really not that, family, friends, whatever, whoever you think that the listening would be from your parent, that's a huge place too, for it to take the stress off of you of having to say all of it. Because I do believe they will shut you out like any kid. They're just like, oh my God, this person.
And they're more masterful than kids.
They are, because
Yeah,
they don't
super
zero
intelligent.
F's given.
Yeah.
They're like, no, they're like, I've earned the right to not give a fuck
As
about
said
this.
by feeding our dog, your mom is convinced that she needs to feed our dog, who is overweight and a big fatso, and so every time she sits down, she feeds our dog. She just did it this morning too. There was nothing on the ground, and then she fed the dog, and I was like, "Oh, Betty, please don't feed the dog." She goes, "Oh no, it was already there. It was just a little piece on the ground," and I'm like,
I know.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know, but yeah, whatever. You're like,
Yeah.
there's worse fish to fry.
Do you have aging parents and you're still raising your kids? Then welcome to the sandwich generation. It can be super overwhelming, but I've got you. I wrote an ebook that helps you save time, energy, and money. And you can get your copy on thesandwichgen.com/ebook, and it will help you with all the things you need. And this is so common because I did some research, and 77% of us adult children 77% are having difficulties where they think their parent is resistant to help. So it's super common.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the more I thought about it, I was like, well, yeah, it's a
I kind of feel like that
no-brainer.
might even be like
Yeah,
90
yeah,
something. But
exactly. And so say the situation with this lovely woman who I was talking to, this was just in a social setting, but she was like, my mom shouldn't be driving anymore.
yeah.
I was like, get her to a doctor's appointment, call the doctor before, talk to their team, their care team, and just say, hey, I'm coming in with my mom. Can you put in the notes to bring up, like, if there needs to be eyesight testing, any testing for driving, I'm concerned, because then they're involved. And I'm like, you need support. You need support. It
That's a
cannot
hard
be
one.
on you.
That is such a
It
hard
is
one.
hard, but it's like safety. And
Yeah.
you can see the weight on her of how stressed she is. And I was like, you got to get other people involved or a family friend.
Well, my dad, before he stopped, he started hitting things.
Yeah.
And he had never.
Yeah.
He was a great driver.
Yeah. Totally.
And most of it, like the key things are the garage, like hitting the
Yes.
garage on the in and out, just that little adjustment, and so he started doing that, and then we started talking, and then
Yeah. And
got him to yield to my mom, which was hard. And then now I think she kind of needs to stop.
And think about driving, like reaction time, all this stuff. My godfather, who is 91, super strong, independent guy, but I am not their main caregiver because their amazing niece, Shannon, is. And but when he was here, it's like, oh my God. It was like I felt like I was just in a bad scene of a movie, but I gave them an address. They're pretty tech savvy.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, okay, let's meet at this restaurant. And I was like, it's right off the freeway. It's gonna be easy. It's not like deep in and he took the wrong exit because the navigation made him like, I don't know what happened, but I'm like, okay, all good. I'll come back. You can follow me. It was borderline dangerous for me to have him follow me because he's driving so slow and I'm looking more in my rearview mirror than I am forward.
Yeah.
And so we got there and I was like, oh my gosh. And he's just so slow in his reaction times. And I felt like his driving was fragile. So anyway, and then he's like, I'll just follow you on your way back. I'm like, no, for my sanity and safety, you can get to my house. You've been there. It is this that your wife can tell you, or Margaret should drive. But when I saw Shannon next, I was like, hey, how are you feeling about the driving thing with Jack? And she and Margaret were both like, yeah, well, he won't let me drive. Da, da, da. And I was like, okay, so, and I was giving them some suggestions, but you got to let them handle it because I'm not the main caregiver.
Yeah.
But driving is a huge one.
Well, and to footnote that, it is a huge one. It's also a safety for other people in the
too.
world. So it is kind of like you kind of do
Another
have a responsibility to
Totally.
step in
Another
and
friend,
start shutting it down.
her dad ran into a car,
Yeah, I mean,
you know, and
people
then
can die.
sometimes
So
it takes like a little like the car garage thing, and you're like, hey, let's just take a breather, or let's get your eyesight checked. And oh, the appointment's hard, let's just wait for you to drive because that's really dangerous. And if you
yeah,
would feel so bad if you anything were to happen,
it's
and then
such a
you just
loss of
kind of
their independence.
it
So
is
it
such
is.
a
I
loss of
can't even
independence.
imagine
I mean that day will be very,
for
very,
us.
yes.
Well, I think we're gonna have autonomous vehicles, so it's not
True.
even gonna be a
Okay.
big deal for
Well,
us.
all right.
Fortunately, the
Ours is
future is
yeah,
bright.
the future is
We got
bright.
robots.
Yes, robots will save our dignity. But anyway,
It's hard.
driving is a huge one. Parents not wanting to move into a retirement home, that is a big one. We just had a family friend. She like had a fall. No one, she didn't have the call button. She was there laying for 10 hours on cement, had to pull herself under the garage. But anyway, it just things happen. And then the other friend was like, okay, this could happen to us. So they're all talking about living in retirement homes. And the adult children are like, thank God, because they've been so stressed out. So sometimes an opportunity will present itself, but really being aware of where it's coming from, of their loss of independence, the not wanting to be a burden. They're scared. It's so much unknown. And then once you get that and really see which area your parents really leaning into, and especially if they're not wanting to be a burden, which was my mom's biggest pain point,
Yeah.
then I started using the communication of it's making me nervous. I am stressed about this. Then she would do things to help me with that. Again, getting a
Your
family.
mom did a good job of yielding the keys on her own.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
she
lost her
was.
cars a couple of times, like in a parking lot, and that made
Yeah.
her nervous. And then she wasn't driving as much because it was COVID, and then she was forgetting how to get to normal places. So she just got nervous enough to be like,
She made, yeah, yeah.
and honestly, the same time
But not
she
everyone's
was
gonna do that.
not everyone's going to do that. And she was moving into a retirement home the same time. And so you don't really need to drive because they have people shuttling. And then I became the driver. But yeah, that and like getting don't do this alone. Be really honest with how you're feeling, giving your parent as much agency as you can, giving them those choices, all of those things. Just try one on and then maybe grab from this menu of help. Like try one and then be like, okay, that kind of worked. Okay, I'm going to try another one. This will help support you because we do need the support because this is a huge pain point. It is a total normal thing. And 77%, I think there's even more.
Yeah, there's
But
gotta be more.
yeah,
There's no way.
majority of us
And
are having a hard time.
honestly, they're not wrong for it.
Not at all.
Like, it's
Not at all.
totally
It's
fair.
understandable. So understandable.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I mean,
yeah, but most things are like no duh. But I think we are so in it, or something happens, or in the panic mode, we can't see what makes sense. So it's just listening to things like this and be like, oh, okay, that's all right. I will treat them like I did my toddler that was like feet heels in the what's that saying? Like
dig in, just
digging
here.
in,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
the harder you were like pushing them to do something, they were like,
It
oh,
won't, and again, that won't work. That
it won't
time,
work.
whenever that happens, you have
Yeah.
to step out. We're gonna get back to this
Yeah.
another day. So that's the same thing with like this is gonna be a process.
Yeah,
The
and if
keys
they-
will not be yielded in the first conversation.
No.
Very
And if they're like, I don't want to move to a retirement home, I want to stay in place. Okay, what are things we can put in place to make that? I want to make that happen for you. Let's look at the okay, we need someone to do this, da da da.
Yeah.
And then also, I think the doctor or the friend is such a good voice for them to listen to in that as well. So,
Well, and it's just hearing second opinions, because your child or your parent is going to hear it from you,
yeah.
and then if they start hearing it from a couple outside influences, it makes it a little bit easier, you know.
Having your village is really important, and the care team, your friend team of your family friends is huge. And it's ongoing because like my mom lives with us, and I was at the doctor's appointment and I was worried about her stamina, and she was getting really tired and out of breath, and her friend had mentioned that when she went to visit. So I got her a physical therapist that actually just came, and my mom very resistant to it, but it's like with your kids, whenever you'd say, "Do you want to do this?"
Yeah,
The
yeah,
answer is
yeah. You're
no.
gonna play soccer. We're not asking you to play soccer.
Yeah.
We know you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna go do
Yeah,
this. Yeah.
I brought it up. So the doctor said, I think a physical therapist would be good. And I'm like, great. And they come to the house. This is awesome. And so every time either the physical therapist comes or Sally, who Sally is our caregiver for my mom, she comes 20 hours a week. She is my godsend. She's winning. She's having a great time with my mom. My mom is winning because she gets to go out on these excursions with adventures. Like it's just so sweet, and gets her out of the house and gets her to see this beautiful place that she loves. She loves Oregon. She always talks about it, and the plants and the trees. And then I get the bandwidth of being able to work and, not have my mom sit in a room while I'm feeling guilty. But every time before Sally came for a while, she was like, I don't need Sally. And one time I go, I do. I need Sally to come, and you get to go do fun things, and she's like, okay. But so just kind of in a loving way, don't ask them, do you want a nurse to come to your house and take care of you? The answer's gonna be no, because you know what? Your parent's gonna go,
It's
how
evasive.
much does that cost?
Yeah.
Then that means I'm not doing well. That means that I'm like a kid and need so much support. So don't ask those.
Well, put yourself right now in your own shoes.
Yeah.
As a dude, we rarely are going to go to. We're like, oh, I'm not going to the doctor. It's fine. I'll work its way out. You know. So just magnify that. Your parents are the same human beings.
Totally. It makes so much sense. And really, last thing is pick your battles. You can't have all the battles. So if the most pressing thing is they're driving or not being able to drive,
it's a major safety issue.
Major safety issue. That's screaming the loudest. Totally understandable. Pick that. Don't be like, you're driving, you're living, you're this, you're that. No, pick one at a time. And when you understand from this episode of how much compassion to give, and that we will be there some way, and how we want to be treated, and utilizing your team, like do that one first. Then you can deal with the living situation, the medication.
You think about,
there's going to be plenty of you pick. Just choose one at a time.
If they're in their 80s or 70s or whatever, just think about how many days they've lived as themselves.
Yeah.
And then when you're totally trying to turn the table and change it up, it's not going to happen overnight. No. They're not just like, oh, yeah. So just dig in. It's going to be a battle.
And no, you're not alone. No, this is totally normal. And now you have some tools to try on and see which one feels the most comfortable first. And then more that you can implement.
The I statements, the friends.
The tribe, the compassion, and knowing, kind of really tuning into where their biggest fear is.
Yeah.
It might be all of them, but just coming from that loving place. And then, and focusing on like letting them know what it's doing to you and not losing yourself in it, and picking your battles, not doing them all at first. And am I forgetting any?
I don't know. That sounded good. That's a takeaway.
Don't do it alone. Don't do it alone. Don't do it alone.
Don't do it alone.
Don't. If you loved hanging out with us, hit that follow button and share this episode with someone who could use a little midlife magic. Now go rock the rest of your day.